All right, team, what's going on? I'm Tim Jenkins, and welcome to All Things QB, where I watch every single clip and we break down the most important ones. Today, we've got Bo Nix, Week 18, a big win to get this Broncos team into the playoffs. So without further ado, let's jump into the film. All right, team, here we go. First one I've got for you guys is a really great design here where we're basically faking inside zone. We're faking what we called like an around, and then we're throwing screen back to it. Okay, so it's like, okay, so we've got our basically your X and your F. You got your Z, you got your Y off the ball, you got your H in the backfield. Z's got a cut split, right? Meaning the Z, man, he's tight to the line of scrimmage. And what we're going to do is we're going to fake like we're running inside zone or outside zone to the right. Normally when we cut this Z split and we run him on like a ghost or an around, so then they're going to bring him on the around, but we're going to motion our F pre-snap and we're just going to kind of leak him out here. We're going to do both these fakes, and then we're going to throw screen out here. We're going to get these two linemen out, and it turns into a huge gain for the Broncos. Let's see it. So you got the F motion. Look at this. Fake OP. Boom. Fake the zone. Fake the around. Dish it on the screen. You get your guys out in front. Receiver does the rest. I love the play design. Like, is this a super special play from Bo Nix? No, of course it's not. But we can love the design. What I like too, and it's just like I just noticed it when I'm watching it again. What I love too is not only are we faking zone, but we bring 82 on the slider. Even more dress up, right? Even more. Hey, let's dress this thing up. So look, boom, fake zone with the slider, fake the around, flip it out there, 2-on-2, block. Man, that's pretty darn good stuff. Now we've got a little Oscar pump action. Okay, so Oscar pump, we get a good football here. Get isolated coverage. Pistol action, kind of. Not pistol, gun, we're coming to him. I love it. Okay, so what's Oscar pump? So Oscar, we used to have it as like a big out, right? So Oscar pumps the vertical. If we were in Oscar stop, boom, we throw on the brakes, we come back to the quarterback. You've got the in route backside. You read this thing 1-2. You're going to see Bo turn, and we're going to fake same side action here. I'm guessing we're using this guy as a slider. What I love most about this is I think our slider needs to do a better job of working all the way around. I guess, no, he's a free guy. Slider does a good job. What I love most about this is we've got a free runner right at us. And look at Bo. Climb, boom, deliver. You'll like it a lot more from the tight. From the tight, what you're going to see is you're going to see Bo. He's not only going to climb, but he's going to climb back inside the pocket. Climb back to the pocket, which generates a little bit more time and space for him to then get this football up and down. Look at this. Watch him come out of this thing. And you see how instead of continuing wide and stepping up, he amends it and steps back into where his line flow is to just buy that little bit more. Gives Courtland Sutton a shot to make a play on this thing. Gotta love that, man. Gotta love that. Here we've got a little scramble dime. You're going to see off a hard action. Let's play that back again. Interesting. Not really sure what play this is, if I'm being honest. It's like we've got a little search route in here. We've got a speed out. We're hitting it off a hard action. So you got hard action. And it looks like he's trying to fit the same thing in a Sutton, but we've got him bracketed here, right? You see the man here, safety poaching. You know, could we maybe take this thing outside? I think there's a good argument to where it's like we could bang this thing on time on the speed out right there, right? Bo decides, okay, I'm going to scramble. That's a heck of a football, though. Heck of a football. Courtland Sutton bodying it up, too. You love seeing it. And I know the talking points nationally around this game, and we're not really playing anybody. To me, it's like, I don't care who you're playing with how efficient the Broncos offense was. Like, in a world in which you're not playing anybody, then what you should do, I guess, is beat them 38-0, right? Like, that's Broncos, if you really think about it, should have swept the Chiefs this year. Look at this thing. Great football, great body up catch. Miles loves it. I love it. Moving on. All right, team, real quick, over at Jenkins Elite, we just released our summer camp date. So we've got 6 stops across the country for you high school football players, youth football players. Please jump over to jenkinselite.com to see all the camp stops, the dates, and please register over there. And I would love to meet you guys out there. I'll be at every single camp. So that's all I've got for you guys. Let's jump back into the film. Here we've got a little, can't really give it a grade, right? But we got a little bounce around TD. Okay, scrambling around, try to fit one in. We're a little behind them. Ball bounce. I mean, I more or less thought the clip was funny than really like, hey, got a bunch of great analysis. There's not a lot of great analysis. We're a little behind, that's all. You can see where we put the ball here, right? You put the ball on the other shoulder. It's probably an easy one. Just bouncing around. I just love that the Broncos, this was the kind of day the Broncos had, right? Where it was like the ball was going to bounce our way, you know? And then to make the playoffs with that much dead catch, all around great stuff. This one is another one of those where it's not like, hey, I don't have a ton of analysis, but we've got a chunk play scramble here. And I mean, dude, Bo Nix is flying. This is crazy to me, too, that this was ruled. But I guess I get it, right? Like, even though the player's behind him when he pitches it, it ends up being he releases the ball at what the right. It's like, yeah, release it here, catches it here. Yeah, I guess I get it, you know. But just making a play. Awesome speed too. Like legit speed. Like that's what I think is sometimes people forget about Bo is like, this is legit. Look at him running away from people in the NFL. It's awesome. Obviously comes back. This one I love. This one will break down. So Broncos are running a variation of what we call dancer. Okay, dancer is, think of it as 4 verts, except we're not going to get 4 verts. We're going to get 3. So we've got Cortland Sutton. Boom, he's on the takeoff. We've got our bottom side takeoff. And then we've got a bender, right, where it's either a go or a post. Chiefs are just playing, honestly, they're playing 2 Tampa. So 2 Tampas where you got a half field player. You've got a half field player. Your corners are pressed to flat, meaning they'll carry a little bit, okay? We've got mid-hook, and then this guy's taking away the seam. So the Mike's going to run with the seam, the press to flat, but what happens with these press to flat corners, and granted, good NFL corner is going to do exactly what this guy's doing, which is after contact, if he doesn't have a flat threat, like no one in his flat is a threat, he's going to sync with the receiver. So it is exactly what he's supposed to do. But Bo's able to fit this ball into what we call the cover 2 hole shot, right? That area between the flat, the press to flat corner and the safety, that cover 2 hole shot, which normally pretty darn tough to fit in the NFL. Bo does a great job. And you can tell he knew he was going there because look at his eyes here. He's looking off that safety. He's trying to buy himself a little bit more space to where if Sutton beats the corner, which he does, he's got room to fit it in before Hicks gets there. It's a really great ball. Really, really great football. All right, team, last break before we get to these last 3 clips. But you football junkies like me, I need you to do me a favor and jump over to the Patreon account. If you can't do that, okay, it's an easy, affordable way to support the channel. But if you can't do it, please make sure you like this video and that you're subscribed to the channel. And as always, FTA this thing, which means comment for the algorithm. And that's all I've got for you guys. Let's jump back into the film. Here we've got a seam dime. This one's just... yeah, we made a couple of throws where it's just some impressive stuff. Look at that ball. Look at that ball. Basically, they're running double highway. So double highway is where you have these seams here. Highway outside, meaning they can run a go or a Harvey route at 15. So Harvey would be you come right there back down your stem at 15. He ends up getting double go, right, or a double seam. And what happens is the Chiefs are just in man coverage across the board. Sorry. They're in man coverage across the board, and they end up getting a double on the tight end. Okay, so we got man-to-man here, man-to-man here. We get a double here, man here with a cover 1 player, a center field player. Bo puts his eyes to the right, move that safety a little bit, get back left, fit it up the seam. Just a great throw. Let's look at it from the tight, because you really love what you want to see on plays like this. You want to see your quarterback use his eyes to manipulate the defense, right? We want eyes to manipulate the safety. Hey, kill, 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 kill. Look at him here. You see those eyes right there? Just that little bit of the eyes going to the right. It's all you need. It's all you need. Gets right back down the seam. It's a darn good football. Darn good football. We've got Mims on a little TD screen. Want to talk through the design of this because I know that it's really simple from the standpoint of, hey, it's not like a crazy good throw. But I do want to talk through it. Because what the Broncos are doing here formationally, so they're in... man, what are they? We're in OT1 personnel. OT1 meaning no running backs, 1 tight end, right? Our tight end is here. Okay, we have 4 receivers on the field. So you got a receiver, 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 receiver. Okay, we lined up Mims in the backfield. They're using him as this kind of weapon where you could also use him in the run game, right? But what happens is now you've got this guy on equal footing. Right? Equal footing with Mims, who's going to just speed release. And if we can block, boom, 1-2, we're betting on our guy, who's a receiver now in the backfield, being able to outrun this linebacker, catch the screen, get vertical, and score. Let's see what happens. Boom, fast motion, slow reaction, block 1-2, get vertical, outrun him, touchdown. So it works out exactly like they scheme it up to, which to me, a lot of this is personnel and formation. You win at the snap. Like we won this thing pre-snap, which is when you get 44 chasing 19 and 19's got a head start, right? Like that's exactly how you win a play like this, to where now, look, boom, you got hat on hat, hat on hat, and you've got him running inside out, and we've got our guy with the ball 10 yards. You got to feel good about it, right? Like that's something you would drop and say, hey, I'm good with that. If that's the end result, I'm going to be good with it. Last one I've got for you guys is we got a little boot, kind of a little game sealer where it's like a real hard push to flat or push to corner. I love this. They're just selling it. Look at this. We're going to pull a guard, right? We're going to pull this guard. Boom. We're going to slider our tight end and bring the back down. We're going to reverse feet. We're going to stock. Boom. We're going to get vertical, run the corner. Okay. So you get the double, boom. You get the double fold here, which really sucks everybody in. Look at 84 getting physical. That's why 39 came screaming in. Wide open. Nice pitch and catch. Don't make it more complicated than it has to be. Move the chains. Look at it from the tight. Watch the influence here. Watch the influence, guys. Watch how hard this boom. Look at that. Look at those backers. Right? You guys see that flow that it creates? Watch the influence. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So all in all, where does it leave us? Well, I know what the narrative is. The narrative is that, hey, Chiefs weren't playing any of their good guys. Chiefs weren't playing anybody. Broncos got lucky by facing the Chiefs, yada, 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 which to a degree is accurate. You could say to a degree it's accurate. What I would say is, if you were going to tell me, hey, you've got a game against a bunch of backups to make the playoffs, what should you do? You should win 38-0. That's exactly what they did. What should you do as a quarterback? You should be dang near perfect. It's exactly what Bo was. There wasn't a ton of clips to show you guys because I think the Broncos generated a lot of offense via quick passing game, screen game, hey, great design. So to me, it's like there's not an abundance, I guess we could say, of clips. But what we do have is we have really good quarterback play, really great design, and we highlighted it, we talked through it. So to me, it's like I feel good going to the playoffs. I want you guys to comment, let me know what you thought of this game, but also comment and let me know your prediction, your score prediction for next week. Okay? Closest score prediction next week. We'll hook them up with some Jenkins League gear. So, well, I guess it's the first and the closest, right? Because if you're the closest and then the first person to comment, because we could have the same. So we'll figure it out. But until next time, peace.